PailGraph lives. PailGraph, it's what I'm calling the new multi-agent system at Lunch Pail Labs, basically taking everything from agency swarm, moving it over to LangGraph. The approach I'm taking is a parallel approach. So agency swarm, Pail swarm still lives. PailGraph is the LangGraph version. Wanted to walk through some of those updates, but I've got the basic version working, which is very exciting. I really need to get more creative with naming. Anywho, this is the GitHub, but I have two modes. I've got assistant mode, which is where I'm thinking of doing more of the deep work, and I'll talk a little bit about why in a second. And then all of the workflow agents, where all of my deterministic workflows are going to live. How I'm going to think about it is I'll have different agents via practice area, just like I have an agency swarm. But where this is going to get fun is each workflow is going to be graphs and nodes instead of instructions, which I previously had. Tools, which will be accessible by all of the agents, and a few other utilities. Right now, my PailGraph, all it is, it's like an assistant, GPT 4.1 with some tools that has cert. So very, very simple toy example. And as I mentioned, over time, I'm going to layer in more of the functionality from Swarm into Agent, into PailGraph until it's at parity. And then I will retire Swarm, maybe change the name. Toy example, just showing how it works in action. It has a lot of the same stuff that I use for Pail Swarm, i.e., letting it know it's working on a task and doing something. So it gave me some answers, different frameworks, cool. But what I really like about it is this observability platform. So I can, for each run, I have this trace. And because I'm using LangGraph, it's built in there. I can see how much it costs me token wise. So this was 6 cents, kind of expensive. So here I can see all the pieces about it. So it ran for 17 seconds, kind of slow. GPT 4.1, that took 1.8 seconds. It decided to use the Tavily search tool node, and then it became the output. And what I'm really excited about with these traces and the observability that I've kind of built in, that's built in now that I'm using LangGraph, is that as I'm doing work, so I'm going to move a lot of my AI assisted work into the Slack just for the observability pieces. As I'm doing work, I can see these traces, I can tag these traces, use it for better evals, even if surfacing ways that I'm using AI that I might not really be thinking about. That's it for me today.